Yeah.
Now the relationship between faith and science, it's not always been smooth. It's been rocky throughout the years. But our late Holy Father John Paul II, he was promoting a healthy relationship between the two, and he even wrote an encyclical about faith and reason.
Right.
What principles did he set forth to develop a healthy relationship between faith and science?
Well, what he did is that he really kind of brought forward, to a degree that no pope had before him, principles that had been recognized by the Church and by Catholic theologians for a long time. First of all, the distinction between faith and science, that faith and reason represent two orders of knowledge that are distinct but are not opposed to each other, that actually they help to throw light on each other, help to illumine each other. So the more we know about the world that God has created, the more we're able to understand the truths that He's revealed, and vice versa.
Right.
Another principle that was very significant, I think, in John Paul II's papacy was this whole idea that science and faith need each other. You know, not really that. You know, that this idea that somehow, as he put it to Father George Coyne in a letter that he wrote in 1988, Father Coyne at the time was the director of the Vatican Observatory. We need each other. We scientists need each other to be what we must be, to be what we're called to be. And so he really felt and very clearly believed that a good theologian needs to know some science. And a good scientist, if he really wants to understand how his discoveries fit into the wider picture of things, he doesn't need theology to be a scientist in terms of method, but he does need theology to understand where the truths that he discovers or she discovers fit into the whole picture of the universe that God created and the whole truth about God and man.
And so what dangers can happen if someone decides, well, I want to take faith and separate it from science? Is there any dangers that can come about through that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that has been a very, very sad mistake that many people have made. They want to separate faith and science because they know that there has been misunderstanding and a certain amount of controversy in the past. They try to put faith into its little box and put science into its little box and never let the two touch each other. In doing so, they actually diminish the importance of faith. They say that faith is just about values and meanings, and science is about facts. But in fact, our faith teaches us certain facts and calls us to put our faith in them, like the fact of Jesus' bodily resurrection from the tomb, the fact of His miraculous conception and birth, and so on and so forth. And not only that, but we also have to recognize, and what our faith teaches us to recognize, is that facts have value and meaning. That it's not like facts are over here and value and meaning are over there. But the two are actually deeply connected to each other, and that there are important points of contact between faith and science. And so separationism is not the way. The Catholic way is characterized by two words that I use in my book, and that is credibility and affirmation.